Okay, it's that holiday time of year again. Everybody's excited. It's a good time to see friends, family, to do a lot of activities. But what about individuals who are alone during this time of year? What can you do? Well, we're going to answer that today. Thanks for watching Architect of Interest. Okay, welcome back to Architect of Interest. Today we're in New York City, the city that never sleeps and home to over 7.8 million inhabitants. Manhattan alone has over 1.7 million, and during the week with commuters, that goes up to 3.9 million. So with all these individuals, you might wonder, how can somebody feel alone living in such a big city, such a city with so many individuals? Is that even possible? Well, the answer is yes, it is. With New York reporting that over half of all New Yorkers experience loneliness at least sometime in their life, today we're going to go through 3 things that you can do to actually feel better during the holidays, to actually help assist with any slump that you may be in due to loss of a relationship or any other bad thing that you're going on in your life at this time. So stay tuned because we're going to have 3 things coming right up. Welcome again to Architect of Interest. New York City indicates that over half of its inhabitants experience loneliness sometime in their lives. On a broader survey, it indicated that 70% of individuals felt some form of loneliness going into the holidays in 2020. In 2021, this figure was 55%, and this year, 66%. Didn't have figures for 2022, but we can assume it was probably around the 50-60% mark. 2020 was unusually high due to COVID, the restrictions on travel, and limitations on the number of individuals that could be together. Okay, so the first thing that's the least intrusive is to go out to a cultural center. Something like a theater, a museum, something that's going to allow you to broaden your horizons on a cultural level, but at the same time get you out interacting with others. This is important because just being at home, not having any interaction whatsoever, gets you actually in a worse state. We need interaction as humans. It doesn't have to be more. Some people need less than others. Some people need more than others. But it's important that we get out there and do this. So if you're in a slump right now, the first thing you have to do is encourage yourself to actually get out and do something. Going to so many locations, especially if you're in a city. If you're not in a city, you can just find something that's local. But it's important to go there and just start interacting. It doesn't have to be at a personal level. It's going to allow you to interact, but not necessarily talk about all the details of your life, but enough that you're going to have to get back into the groove of things. So the second thing you can do is walk somewhere new. That's right. You've been in that city for who knows how long, and maybe there's certain things you haven't even seen yet. So go out, try it, experience it. But if you can, if your city is walkable, if it's conducive to it, actually walk there. There's something with actually being out, getting the fresh air, just experiencing life in a different nature that's going to make you feel better when you actually do it. So walk somewhere new. It can be anywhere. It can be a store you haven't tried yet, a restaurant you haven't tried yet. It can be anything whatsoever. It doesn't even have to cost any money. It can just be going somewhere new. This is important because it breaks the routine of what you're used to. It breaks the monotony of the day that you've been accustomed to now. And we want to break this. You want to do something new, something that's going to be engaging and interesting. Just by doing this, you're going to reframe your mindset and it's going to put you in a better state going forward. So by any means, get out there and try something new. One of the things that you can do to try to address this loneliness is volunteer. It might sound like something you wouldn't consider doing, especially if you're feeling lonely, but volunteering is extremely important. It renews your self-awareness and it helps you get involved with the collective again. By helping others, you're actually putting yourself out there, which in turn makes you feel better. One of the most gratifying things an individual can do is to give assistance to someone else. So even if you're feeling down, doing this is going to help others, but at the same time, it's going to help get you out of your shell and eliminate this isolation. So that is something significant. If you can actually find time to get out and volunteer, this will really help get you out of this, especially during this time of year. Okay, so we're back in New York City again today, and we're here with
Kate.
Kate. Where are you coming from?
I'm originally from Vancouver Island, but I just moved to Toronto, and it's so close, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah. So did you come for the holidays? Is that the reason?
Honestly, no reason at all. I just wanted to visit New York during the holidays, but it's so beautiful and busy. But yeah, I'm energized by the people and the city.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So what would you normally be doing if you were back home for the holidays? What would be your normal routine around this time of year?
Okay, routine this time of the year, making a lot of soups, so like home cooking.
Sounds good.
To get cozy. A lot of Christmas shopping around this time. And because I live away from my family, also a lot of FaceTiming dinners and a lot of calls. during this time as well
I
to
hear you.
show appreciation and love.
Say a little bit of something.
What's up? Welcome to New York. If you're from here,
Yeah, you both from the city?
born and bred.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So, they say that over half of all New Yorkers feel loneliness at least sometime in their life. Have you two either experienced loneliness at all?
From time to time, but most of my family's here, so it kind of like offsets with that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You too?
I can always lean on friends and family.
I hear you. Now, what about the holidays? If you do like to, what do you like to do during the holidays? What's your favorite thing about being in New York at the holidays?
Honestly, probably the cheer. People say New York is, mean, but during the holidays, everybody is a little bit more inviting.
Yeah.
Would be the word that I
Yeah.
would use. Yeah.
Yeah, more friendly.
More friendly?
Yeah. Than people give us credit for, but
Are you from New York?
I am.
You are? How long have you been here?
I'm 48, so about most of my life.
Oh, wow. Okay. How do you like the holidays being in New York? at the time?
They hit sometimes, some they good, sometimes bad.
Yeah?
Sometimes you're lonely, sometimes you're not.
How are you feeling this year for the holidays?
A little bit lonely, but I go downtown, Fifth Avenue, look at all the Christmas trees and all the windows. It makes me happy.
Sounds like a good day.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're really looking into today is they say that there's a New York statistic that's out, and it says over half of all New Yorkers experience loneliness sometimes, and during the holiday that number actually goes up. If somebody's experiencing loneliness, what would be a recommendation for you? What would you say they could do to kind of get out of their shell, or maybe to feel a little bit better?
Yeah, I believe that statistic. Honestly, because I just moved to Toronto, I'm also by myself, and so what I do to keep myself busy is maybe a bit of distraction. So whether that's like taking up a workout class to feel like I'm a part of a community, that also like makes me feel less lonely. Like even saying hi to the reception at like a Pilates studio and like being in class with a lot of sweaty people, like that helps me feel less lonely. And also the FaceTiming, like everyone has a phone. It takes maybe a bit of courage to make that call, but once you have like a good conversation going and like an hour passes, you'll feel less lonely. So just reaching out and putting yourself out there in terms of whether that's like a painting class or a workout class, it really helps.
That sounds great. Those are great suggestions.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Kate, and enjoy the
you.
rest of your time in New York.
Thank you. I will.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Sure. If someone's feeling lonely around the holidays, say they don't have family, say they just don't have anybody around, do you have any recommendations? What would you say they can do to actually get out there and feel better?
Go to populated areas, lean on your friends, right? Like just give them the opportunity to be able to be there for you rather than just saying I'm alone. Or Times Square, Bryant Park, Rockefeller Center,
Yeah.
Now
the
is a
tree
good
lighting. You might run into somebody meet somebody new. You never know. Don't be afraid to meet new people is what I would say.
That's
I think
great
that's the
advice.
best advice. That's
Yeah.
the best advice
Yeah,
right there.
don't be afraid to meet new people.
That's
Anybody can fill that hole.
I hear you. All right. Well, thank you both for your time. And do you want to just introduce yourself and consent to be on the video?
I mean, since we're here, you can just follow me on IG. I'm the Deuce Bruh, DADEUCE BRUH.
Nice.
Mine's pretty simple, Bobby Bodega. All right, Bobby.Bodega.
Sounds great. Thank you both very much and enjoy your holidays.
You as well. Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Thank you. For somebody that's experiencing that, say they don't have family, they're not having any friends in the area, they're new to the area, what would you recommend they do to actually get out there and do something for the holidays to enjoy themselves?
You can stop by any church. Any church will welcome you in. Some people have little bars. If you don't drink, they have cocktails. If you don't mocktails, people are pretty friendly. They used to being locked in by the pandemic, so we're looking for new friends.
Looking for new friends. That's great advice. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
Nice meeting you.
You as well, and enjoy the rest of your
You
holidays.
too.
What's one of your favorite holiday foods? What's your favorite thing to eat around the holidays?
Because I'm Vietnamese, we don't really eat like the typical Christmas foods all the time. Like even for Thanksgiving, I really look forward to mashed potatoes. It's just like not something that I eat on a daily basis or at all ever. So mashed potatoes and a lot of gravy and corn. Deadly trio.
Is it
That is
really?
a deadly trio. It's so
Mashed
good.
potatoes, corn, and
gravy.
gravy.
Yeah.
I have to try it. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
So nutritious. So good.
Loneliness can result in self-isolationism, which can actually cause mental health issues, and it can also cause physical health issues. So it's important to address these and to make yourself try to break the monotony of the routine in order to get yourself out and engaging with others more often. This can be anything. It doesn't have to be limited to actually having a formal conversation with somebody else or having to reveal a lot of details about yourself, but just having an interaction, whether it's some of the things that we mentioned, whether it's volunteering, whether it's just going somewhere new, whether it's just having a basic interaction. These things are going to help break the routine that you've been going through, and it's going to make you start feeling better. It's really important that you do this, because if nobody else is there to try to encourage you to do something like this, it's up to you to do it yourself. And I'm a strong proponent of individuals helping themselves, and this is something that you can do. It's not difficult. It's just a matter of you wanting to do it. Just get yourself out and do something different today. It'll really make a difference.